Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to make more friends as a teen. You know, we're social beings, and that means that another word is that we're kind of gregarious. We like to associate with other human beings and spend time with them. And most of us don't like being alone or being alone for very long. And especially as a teenager, you know, friends are really important. And sometimes we struggle when we don't have the friendships that we would desire in our life. So today we're going to talk about, you know, how to make more friends, or how to have better friendships. And so I would start with this. Again, we're going to explore the principles or the laws that surround friendships and relationships, because if we understand the principles that govern relationships and then align our behavior with those principles or truths, we'll get the outcomes that we want. If we don't understand the principles, well, we may want something for a reason, like we may want something because we think that it's going to make us happy, and we may end up getting what we want and still not being happy because we don't understand the principle around happiness. So my first question would be, if I'm in a situation where I feel like I don't have any friends, or I don't have any good friends, or I want more friends, the first question that I would ask myself is why? So why do I want more friends? And if the belief is, well, because if I had more friends, my life would be better and I would be happier, I can know that that's a false belief. It's not true. Because think about this in your own life. Have you ever had a situation where you had a friendship with someone and then the friendship kind of went bad and it resulted in you being very unhappy and maybe miserable? So just having friends doesn't necessarily equate to happiness. The other thing is, in order to maintain a relationship, sometimes I do things that I don't want to do. So now I have a feeling of being unhappy or doing things that I don't want to do in order to maintain that friendship, because that friendship is important to my happiness. Maybe I have a belief that my friendships are what create my value, or my social status, or my social status is what determines my value. So it's important for me to be friends with the right people, because if I'm friends with them, then other people are going to see me as a certain way. They're going to think that I'm popular. They're going to think that I'm okay, whatever that is. And so our goal is that I want to develop that friendship so that I can be okay. Well, here's the truth about that. You're okay anyway. You don't need a friendship with anyone else to make your value be okay. But then you may say, yeah, but it's hard being alone, and it's lonely being alone, and it's sad and depressing being alone. Well, to that, I would ask the question, why? And I would say it's because I don't have anything I'm doing with my life. So I'm dependent upon someone else to bring interest, excitement, activities of things to do, to spend my time doing, instead of me getting to know myself. Maybe part of the problem is I don't know me and I don't like myself. And so I want to be with other people who like me so that I can be okay with myself. Maybe I'm developing friendships as a way to avoid myself. Think about this. So I don't like myself very much. So I try to avoid who I am. And it's important for me to develop friendships with others. So I appear to be somebody that I'm not. I may act like I'm interested in things that I'm really not interested in. I may behave in certain ways that I wouldn't normally behave, all because I'm seeking this acceptance of this person or this group of people. And it's because I believe that by having this, I'm going to be happy. But it's all built on a false foundation, and it starts with, I'm unhappy with myself. And so I think that I can cover that up by being somebody that I'm not and getting acceptance from somebody else, and now I'm going to be happy. It's all a lie, and it won't work. Temporarily, it may feel good. It may feel good in the moment when these people seem to accept me. But deep down inside, I know the lie. And here's one of the lies. The person that these people like and accept is not me. And I know that because I know that at a certain level, I'm being somebody that I'm not. And now I have their love, their acceptance, but it's not me. Which means if I ever begin to be my real self, I risk losing all of this that I'm basing my happiness on. Do you see and understand that cycle that we create? So I'm unhappy and I'm doing things that perpetuate or create that unhappiness. I'm unhappy with who I am. I'm trying to be somebody to make other people like me, but I got to come back and fix this problem. So I would start with, why am I unhappy with myself? Is it because maybe I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not? Maybe I'm not true to myself. Maybe it has nothing to do with anybody else. Maybe it has to do with, I have my own personal values or things that I believe of who I am or who I should be, and I'm not living up to those personal values that I have. If that's the case, it doesn't matter how many people I find that will like and accept me. If I don't accept myself, I'm never going to be happy. And so what will happen is these relationships will fall apart, or at some point I will self-sabotage or do things to destroy those relationships because underneath it all, I'm not happy. In order to develop more friendships and to gain more friends, I got to start with that very first, most important relationship, which is the relationship with myself. I need to figure out, first of all, who I am. What kind of person am I? What kind of person do I want to be? So none of us are perfect, which means that there may be things about us that we don't like, that we want to improve upon. But we can answer the question of, am I an honest person? Am I a good person? Do I treat other people with respect? Do I do my best in any situation? Do I try to be accountable? If I can say yes to those things, then I should be okay with myself because I am doing the best that I can at the time with the knowledge and experience that I have. Now, if I like who I am and I still find myself lonely, then the next thing I would do is I would look at, well, what are my interests? So one of the things that we talk about is soul purpose. So my soul purpose is, my unique strengths and talents and abilities. What are the things that I enjoy doing? What are the things that I'm good at? If I can identify what those things are, I may not need a bunch of other friends in my life because I am so involved in pursuing my soul purpose. And the second part of the soul purpose is figuring out how do we take our strengths, our talents, and our abilities, the things that we're good at, how do we take those things and then go out and create value in the world? And as I take those things and I go out and begin to create value in the world, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to begin to associate with other people because as I strive to create value, I'm going to need to be creating value for other people, and I'm going to need other people to help me in my journey. So I'm going to find other people whose soul purpose fits with my soul purpose. And I may be really good at this, but I'm not so good at this. But this person is great at this and they love doing it. So we come together And guess what comes out of this? Friendship. So friendship can be a byproduct, or it can be secondary to who we are and what we do. Instead of having friends be the primary goal, it ought to be an outcome. And it's an outcome of us loving ourselves, figuring out who we are as an individual, and then being the best individual that we can be. Identifying our uniqueness, embracing that uniqueness, and then figuring out how to use that to go out and bless the world. The outcome of that is you will have all of the friends that you want. Thanks for watching. Come back and visit us again tomorrow, and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell.